Good evening and welcome to yet another awesome session of Mindful Living. I truly appreciate your taking out the time and joining the session today. And I promise that I will do my best to make this investment of 75 minutes completely worth your while. Like all sessions of Mindful Living, this session is guaranteed to improve your quality of life. Before we get started, I would like to ask you a couple of questions, and I would appreciate your typing why in the chat if these resonate with you. Please type why if you are ambitious, striving for career growth, seeking recognition, aiming to transition into leadership roles, and developing leadership skills and becoming an inspiring leader. Please type why if any of this resonates with you. If you face high levels of stress due to demanding work schedules and expectations, and if you struggle to manage stress and a positive mindset, please type why as many times as it works for you. Do you struggle to balance professional responsibilities with personal and family life? Would you like to build resilience and master work-life balance? Type Y. Do you seek financial security and a roadmap for financial abundance? Do you want long-term financial stability and create wealth for your next generation? If you would like this, please type Y. Do you feel overwhelmed by having to do too many things in too less a time? And if you are keen on self-improvement and developing success habits, but lack consistent practices, please type Y if you believe in continuous learning and developing a growth mindset. Thank you. Thank you for your enthusiastic responses. If the answer to any of these questions is yes, then you are at the right place at the right time, because in the session today, we will discuss about how you can elevate your career and life to a completely new level in 2025 by developing a success blueprint. One of my trainers, Blair Singer, used to say that the only thing that holds us back from getting what we want in our life is the knowledge of how to get it. If this resonates with you, please type yes in the chat. The only thing that holds us back from getting what we want in our life is the knowledge of how to get it. This is completely true, so powerful. And I would like to share with you about my journey and then talk about the blueprint that we have put together for you. By education, I'm an MBA from Symbiosis Institute of Business Management, a cost accountant, and fellow of Life Management Institute. I worked in the corporate sector for about 25 years with organizations like Xerox, Tata AIA, Future Generali, Marsh India, Healthcare at Home, and HCL Healthcare. In 2018, I founded Mindful Living with a mission to reach out to 1 million corporate professionals and help them lead healthy, happy, and wealthier lives. This was primarily born out of my experience working in the corporate sector and seeing how stressed the people in the corporate sector are and how this stress is taking a toll on them. So we started out by offering training and coaching sessions for leaders in the organizations based on mindfulness. However, in April 2020, when the first lockdown happened, we set up the Mindful Living community where we started offering pro bono sessions to people in the community to help them lead healthier, happier, and wealthier lives. We don't advertise about the work we do, and the only way you can join the community is by scanning this QR code and joining the community. We invite you and join the Mindful Living YouTube channel to access the 200 plus videos of the previous sessions that we have on our channel. And once I started, I got my certification as a mindfulness meditation teacher, as a trainer, as a coach, and I invested over 20 lakh rupees in getting these certifications and many more. I realized that if I don't invest in my education, I will be the same person I am today and in the future. So the only difference that is made in our life is by the quality of people we meet and the books we read. Even though we understand the importance of learning, not many people are lifelong learners. And the reason for that are many. Few of them are listed here. Some people say, I have already learned enough in school and college. I don't want to learn more. Also, sometimes we mistakenly think that our learning finishes when we pass out of school and college. We don't, we associate these institutions with learning, and once we are out of these institutions, we assume that our learning is done. Another reason is that it is not a popular culture. We may, when we meet friends over a weekend, we may talk about the movies, we may talk about politics, we may talk about sports, but we hardly talk about what are the books we are reading, what are the courses we have signed up for, what are we doing to elevate our life to a new level. Another reason is that we are so busy with the work that we are doing and the family commitments that we have that we actually do not have any time to invest in our learning, even though we want to. And sometimes we don't do it because we are not aware of the consequences. Are there any other reasons why people are not lifelong learners? Please share with me. You can unmute and speak, or you can just type in the chat. So before we dive into the session today, I will request you to be actively engaged using the reactions button. And if you have any questions or comments to make, use the raise hand button to raise your hand virtually, and then we will pick up your question. This is not a podcast or a TV show which you can relax, lie back, and enjoy. Stay actively engaged and keep putting your questions in the chat, questions or comments, or unmute yourself and speak, raise your hand, and we'll be happy to engage with you, even though the questions and answers are scheduled towards the end of the session. Take notes that will help you and ensure that for the next 60 odd minutes, you are not disturbed so that you can make the most out of this session, which could change how 2025 plays out for you. So friends, the idea for the systematic learning plan came from the systematic investment plan, which is so popular in the mutual fund industry. I'm sure that you are all aware of how a systematic investment plan works. Suppose just for sake of numbers, somebody's salary is 1 lakh rupees and the person decides that I'll do an SIP of 20,000 rupees. So every month at the start of the month, typically the 20,000 rupees will be allocated to different pre-decided mutual funds, and the balance 80,000 rupees is what is left to be for household expenses and other things. This is how typical systematic investment plans work. And we thought, why not make a similar thing for a learning plan? Decide in 2024 in advance what you're going to do in 2025 so that you're not learning randomly, not signing up for courses randomly, and you have a plan which you can follow and you know where this plan is taking you. So in a way, you automate your learning. You decide in advance what you're going to do. And so you decide your learning calendar and you schedule it in advance. So what you see here on the screen is Eisenhower's time management matrix. And what is of interest is the quadrant in the right hand top corner, not urgent and important, which is popularly known as quadrant 2. And Eisenhower says that everything which is important but not urgent, which could include reading, learning, doing research, exercising, networking, all of that should be part of quadrant two and it should be scheduled. And once I was meeting a senior banker, very senior banker, for scheduling my meeting with him, and he pulled out this monthly activity schedule. And what I saw in that monthly activity schedule was that he has marked out everything that is quadrant two. So all his important meetings, all his important things that he need to do, planning, networking, etc., is set out. So one of the best ways to make time for learning is to set out that time, to block that time at the start of the year, that every Sunday I will set aside 1.5 hours for learning. And then you decide where you're going to spend rest of the time. Like in SIP, when you set aside 20,000 rupees in the example I gave, then 80,000 rupees is remaining with you. So if in a year you set aside 70 to 80 hours of learning, then balance is what you have got to remain, that you have remaining to spend on other things. And mostly the leaders I have worked with, I have seen that they spend 50 to 70% of their time is in quadrant two activities. So at Mindful Living, we anyway used to make 2020, the calendar in advance, but we used to share it with you once, one at a time, 1 month at a time. And then I thought, why not share the entire calendar with you so that you have a view on what we are going to do through the year. And then you can take a conscious call on which is the program you want to sign up for rather than, jump from program to program from a year. And this idea also came from our experience where we saw that many participants are enrolling for successive workshops because they're getting a lot of value from joining successive workshops because they can apply what they learned in the previous session to the one in the following session. So there were those aha moments where they would say, Ashish, oh yeah, this is what you said here in that session, and this is how it makes sense now. So the participants got a synergistic learning. They learned from multiple sources and they were in the zone of learning. And that is what makes a lot of difference when you have committed yourself to learning for a couple of weeks or months in advance, then you are dedicating your time and mindset to consciously learn. So the systematic learning plan is for someone who enjoys personal development, is committed to enhancing leadership skills, committed to being financially successful, follows thought leaders on LinkedIn, YouTube, and is committed to attending webinars, workshops, and conferences related to self-improvement and career advancement. So if you are somebody who likes to have structured outcomes with a clear roadmap and measurable outcomes, SLP is the program for you. So before we jump into the programs and I share the 9 programs that we have put together for you in 2025, I'll just revisit some of the things that we set out and we discussed and you agreed that these are relevant for you. So if you're ambitious, seeking career growth, want recognition, are interested in developing leadership skills, or if you're facing high levels of stress, struggling to have work-life balance, are looking for financial abundance, if you're overwhelmed, you lack consistent practices, and if you believe in continuous learning and growth, these are the programs for you. So as we go through these programs, keep this in mind that those programs are answer to the challenges that we have just mentioned here. And the first program that we are launching in January, or starting 19th January, is the LSD program. Whenever I talk about LSD to somebody, people have a completely different notion of what LSD is. But this LSD is Lakshmi Saraswati Durga. And this is a program which is based on my 30 years of experience in the corporate sector on what works to make a sustainable, successful career. A triangle is the most stable structure in the world. That is why you have pyramids standing for more than 5,000 years. And in this program, I'll be sharing the triangle, which is Lakshmi Saraswati Durga, and how you can use the concepts and go for financial prosperity, intellectual success, and deal with stuff like politics at workplace, build network which will sustain you and help you thrive in your career. So the first, what I would like to speak about is success, is Saraswati, which is intellectual growth. Uh, Come to think about it, everything that we have got in our life is due to what we have learned. As we keep learning, whether formally or informally, our growth keeps happening. So how do you plan? What do you have to study? What do you want to learn? How do you want to learn? And how many hours you want to devote. All of that is what we discuss in the Saraswati module. And then we discuss Durga, which is about networking. How do you build networks within and outside the organization? So many senior career professionals come to me when they are in trouble. And partly the trouble is because, please don't annotate on the screen. Please don't annotate on the screen, Rosina.
Pardon me.
Yeah. So, many senior people come to me when they have challenge already, but the best thing is to invest in relationships at workplace, so that when you are in trouble, they help you. They help as a safety network. That is one purpose. And second is, how can people help you thrive and grow in your career? So how to network, how much time to set out, what are the ways to network, what level, all of those things we discuss in the emotional intelligence, the Durga part, which gives infinite success. And last but not the least is Lakshmi, which is, how do you manage your finances in a manner that you are financially stable and can take the risk that one needs to take to grow in the career. When I was in a job, I always used to have this fear कि अरे अगले महीने नौकरी चली जाएगी तो EMI कैसे दूंगा. But with the help of my friend Avdesh Nagar, I planned my finances in a way that now, whether I work or not work, live or not live, my family will have the money that they need for everything that they want to do in their life. So how to create that structure of finances which will ensure that money is always flowing for you. So this is the program that we have put together, the first program that we'll be launching in LSD. And I'll pause here to see how is this sounding to you. Is this making sense? If you have any questions, comments, I'll just pause here to hear from you. Hello, Gulshan. Hi, Rosina. Hello, Redmi Note 8 Pro. Hello, Jagdeep. Is this making sense to you? More we learn, the more we earn. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Please type MS if this is making sense to you. Thank you, Manoj. Thank you, Abhishek. Thank you, Gulshan. All right. Redmi Note 8 Pro, can you please rename yourself with your name? Okay. So we move forward, and then the next program that we're going to launch in February is the Psychology of Success. Tony Robbins, who is one of the foremost thinkers in the world, he's listed amongst the top 50 thinkers in the world, says that success is 80% psychology. Okay. How do we develop that success psychology? How do we develop mental toughness? How do we maximize our mindset? What are the mental traps to avoid which pull us down? How to master the three peak performance techniques? How to set goals? How to stay focused on your goals? What are the success habits that we need? This is the crux of this program. This is what we're going to do in February. A very powerful program on building a success mindset. The next one we have is stress to smiles. A lot of people think that stress is a well-being issue. It's a wellness issue, but mostly to my mind, it's an issue which impacts the performance of an individual. If you are stressed, there are very high chances you will not be able to think clearly and take decisions properly and do something that is in your best interest or in the best interest of the organization. And everything that I talk about, share in these sessions is backed by science and my personal experience. So I share a stress curve where, if the stress is too low, then it is not too good. And if it is too much, then it leads to burnout. So what is that optimum level of stress at which we should work? How to identify these symptoms of stress? Is all stress bad or is some stress good? All of these things, what are the causes of stress? How do we deal with them? So this is very successful program, which is one of the most popular programs that we run at Mindful Living. The next one is becoming a trailblazing leader. And this is we have already run 4 sessions, 4 seasons of this program. The 2025 will be doing the fifth one. There is a shortage of business leaders, leaders in any field all around us. This is a common finding that comes out in all these surveys. And this is a very powerful program that talks about becoming a very good leader. Manojji has done this program earlier and he would vouch for it. And I'll request you, Manojji, to share your experience after some time with this program. So how to develop a champion's mindset, how to become resilient, what are the qualities that make champion? This is what we talk about in the champion's mindset. Then we talk about the success blueprint. Why is visualization so important? How do we visualize? What are the tools and techniques? Meditation sessions for visualization. Earlier, I used to think that I'm not intelligent, my IQ is not high enough, and that used to pull me down. But then I realized that there is something more powerful than intelligence quotient, and that is imagination quotient. So imagination quotient is far more powerful than intelligence quotient, and this is not Ashish Kumar saying. This is Albert Einstein saying. And come to think about it, when people before the planes were invented, people could it's only because we could imagine that man would fly one day did the knowledge of how to make planes follow. So imagine, once we start imagining, knowledge follows. So how imagination quotient can help us create a life that we want. How to utilize our time? We think time is free, but time is the most valuable resource that we have, more valuable than the money. So how to utilize our time, what are the time management tactics, strategies that we talk about? Then we have compassionate leadership. Compassionate leadership is a very misunderstood area. So why is compassionate leadership the best style of leadership? And we take a 360-degree view on leadership. Does compassion mean being soft and fluffy, or does it mean tough love? We take examples from army, we take examples from business world and from other places, our family life, social life, to see how compassionate leadership is the best form of leadership. Then we talk about emotional intelligence, how emotional intelligence is responsible for 85% of the success at workplace. Technical intelligence gets us up to a particular level, and beyond technical intelligence, beyond a certain level, it is the emotional intelligence that gets ahead. So how to identify whether we are emotionally intelligent or we are emotionally fool? What are the practices we need to have? How this forms the basis for taking decisions and growing in our career. Then we have ego and pursuit of excellence. Ego, we think in terms of self-bloated sense of importance, but ego actually is how do we look at ourselves and how do we look at the world around us. And that is the foundation of peak performance. If I think I'm not good enough, then irrespective of how hard I work, my success will not happen. And I'm not good enough is something which is one of the most common limiting beliefs that are there. Miss Universe would have it, CEO would have it. Anybody in the highest of positions and with the most level of success still feels insecure that I'm not good enough. So, understanding that I'm good enough, I'm doing enough, I have more than enough, and how do you replace those limiting beliefs with these empowering beliefs? And we really deep dive into this session. And the seventh one is sharpen the X. If you try cutting something with a blunt knife, you will take a lot more efforts. And that is what we try to do in our lives. We go about doing things that we need to do without really sharpening our knife, and it takes a lot of efforts, and we think it is so hard, but it is actually not hard. Let me give you an example. If I have to uh, drive a nail into the wall, and if I use my hand to drive the nail, my hand will start bleeding, and I'll think that driving a nail into the wall is very difficult. But if I use a hammer, very easily I'll be able to drive the nail into the wall. Uh, so the point is not driving the nail. The point is, are we trained enough to drive the nail? Do we have the tools which are sharp enough? Similarly, for cutting, if I have to cut something, if my axe is blunt, I will take a lot more efforts to cut a tree. But if my axe is sharp, I'll be able to get what I want and accomplish very, very easily. So how to continually sharpen our axe, how to sharpen our mind, keep our body in peak performance position, spiritual intelligence, social intelligence, everything we talk about. How do we keep ourselves sharpened and in the peak performance stage? So that is what the Trailblazing Leader Program is about. And Manojji, if it is okay with you, I would like to you to share briefly about your experience with this program.
Okay, thank you, Ashish, for the opportunity. Quickly, I think the team, I'll take two, three things that will remain with me is the victor mindset. So one is the victim mindset, another is the victor mindset. So
Yeah.
normally we get bogged up into मैं क्या करूँ, like दुनिया ही मेरे से गुनाह करती है sort of. So, but if we have that victim mindset, like
Yeah.
I'm in charge of things basically,
Right.
and keeping aside the ego, I'll tell you when I say that I'm in charge, so take responsibility of any situation is that is there and come out as a victor mindset. So, Ashish, that has remained with me at like in corporate world when you work differently. There are situation, be it in society, be it at home, and be it of office. So this one thing mainly that has remained with me, and with that combined with that, being humble parallelly. So it is not that I am the victor and I can drive everything, but yes, simultaneously being humble. So the ego, how you manage at that point of time, and humbleness continues with that, and the sharpening of X, that is always a favorite topic for me.
Yes.
So like keep on learning basically, and that gives the deliverable faster. And I think today's session is that. So these are the quick things I will say, and definitely a lot of things that we learned. Sometimes in the subconscious mind it remains, and it is helping me day in day out, I'll say.
Very nice.
Thank you for
Thank you.
that.
Thank you for sharing that,
Yeah.
Manojji. Manojji did that program in 2022. And what he is saying is that, whether we are operating out of a victim mindset or victor mindset, which is a part of developing champions, mindset is very, very important. And it's about taking responsibility. It's recognizing that aham brahmasmi, and I am creating my life, or, letting the other people around me create my life. So it's about taking charge, sharpening your X, being humble, which is a part of compassionate leadership, is a part of ego. All of that is very, very important. So many, many takeaways. And there's a very powerful program which many people have benefited from. So moving on, the next one that we're going to launch in May is Magical Success Rituals. Yesterday, I was talking to someone and she was saying that, Ashish, how is it that you get so much accomplished? And I say that, my secret to success is these success rituals, which I have been following and which I have mastered over the last couple of years. So I share these rituals, and all successful people have their success rituals. So what are these rituals? Why should you have them? Why people don't have them? How much time does it take? All these rituals I share with you. And as I mentioned earlier, everything is backed by science and my personal experience. So you get a lot of insights. This is the program we put together, which makes life effortless success. A lot of people struggle a lot for their success. How can you get effortless success is what Magical Success Rituals is about. Then we have the magic of gratitude, and I love this practice because this is the best for corporate professionals. As I mentioned earlier, I worked in the corporate sector for 25 years. And I understand how busy the corporate professionals are, and this is one practice which offers the highest ROTI, ROTI, highest return on time invested. by investing 10, 20, 30 minutes every day. And you can do this even when you are on the go. This is a completely portable practice. You get very high return on the time you invest. So very simple practice, very high return on investment, very high return on time invested. And we follow this book, The Magic by Rhonda Byrne. There are 28 days practices. So we follow that. We make accountability partners, because sometimes people tend to fall off the program. So accountability partners hold you accountable and stay in the program. So you leverage the group energy, and we have 4 sessions for you to understand the theory behind these and how to apply them practically. So that is the magic of gratitude program. And then we have the mindfulness is Swiss knife for corporate professionals program, which is a very popular program. We have already done 4 of these sessions in the corporates. Like with a Swiss knife, you can practically do anything in your home. You can want to cut, you want to use a plier, you want to uncork your wine bottle, whatever you want to do, your Swiss knife helps you. So similarly, in our corporate life, whatever challenges we face, how can mindfulness help us deal with those challenges? Whether it is attention deficit. So many people come and tell me, I'm not able to focus on anything because there are always so many thoughts going on in your mind, in my mind. So how do you focus your attention? How do you build relationships? Relationships is a major source of stress for people, whether it is spouse, clients, boss, colleagues, major source of stress. So how do you develop these relationships? And awareness is a very nuanced and multi-layered concept. So we really go very deep into awareness, awareness of your values, awareness of your strengths, and awareness of impermanence. Many things we go into. Acceptance, very powerful concept. How does acceptance, or the other word for that is surrender? How does this work? Is there an infinite intelligence? How do we accept other people? How do we accept ourselves? Start by accepting ourselves as we are. There are so many judgments and so many critical judgments that we have for ourselves. We completely run ourselves into the ground. So how can we be compassionate towards ourselves is what acceptance is about. Then ego identification I have spoken about earlier, and choice. How by using choice as a sculpting tool we can make our life. We can use choice to sculpt the life that we want. That is this program in brief. A very powerful program. It will help you both personally and professionally. And then we have the Billionaire Blueprint. This is the story. This is a true story of a janitor who used to sweep, who was a sweeper in America, and they only found out that he is a millionaire when he died, and his will provided over $1 million to the town library, because he used to go and study the books there, and to the hospital, and the balance went to his family. So if a janitor can be a dollar millionaire, then why can't we be? Only thing we need is a strategy. So I'll share that simple strategy with you, by working on which you become a dollar millionaire, which is about having a net worth of about 8 crores plus. So what is the golden rule of personal finance? Well, basic concepts of finance. A lot of people get put off by finance. So नहीं, मेरा सीए देखता है। अरे आप खुद तो समझो पहले क्या है, तभी आप सीए को ठीक से मैनेज कर पाएंगे। वो आपका उसको इनपुट्स को, या मेरा इन्वेस्टमेंट एडवाइजर देखता है, या मेरा wealth manager देखता है. So what are the basics of finance with which you will be able to have a good conversation with your CA, with your investment advisor, or with your wealth manager? How rich keep getting richer. I talked about triangle being the most stable structure in the world. So what is the triangle for financial planning, which is what I have used, which ensures that I or my family have money, whether I'm living, dead, working, not working, healthy, or sick. So that's the structure I talk about. So this is what we do in the month of October, and we close the year with goal setting workshop, which is in December 2025, which will help you prepare for 2026. Very powerful. Those of you who are from Mindful Living community know that I have been successfully setting and achieving my goals for last 5 years. So I bring all the science and personal experience of goal setting. How should we set goals? What is it that stops us from achieving those goals? How do we reorient ourselves? What are the lessons I have learned? All of that I put in this workshop. We just concluded one, and we have got very good reviews from that. So that's the goal setting workshop. So now tell me if you have got answers to the challenges that we discussed at the start of the session. Please type Y if you have got the answers to these questions. How to grow in your career, get recognition, develop leadership skills, how to handle stress, how to have work-life balance, how to have financial security and abundance and create for your wealth for your next generation, how to deal with overwhelm, how to develop consistent practices, how to grow. So this is what the challenges which people face today, and this is what we are trying to address in this program. I wish I had known all of this when I started my career, but no worries. They say that there is a Chinese proverb which says that the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, and the second best time is now. So no worries that I didn't know this earlier. No worries that you didn't know this earlier, but you can always make a start by investing in your learning program today. And why is investment in learning the best thing? Because the more you learn, the more you earn. And who says this? Warren Buffett, somebody who has made his billions of dollars learning about investments and then applying them in his life. He started at the age of 12 selling newspapers on a bicycle, and whatever money he would earn, he would invest in stock markets. And today he's worth more than $100 billion, one of the top 10 richest people, and somebody who swears by the importance of learning. If it works for him, it works for me, and that is how I have shaped my life. I've invested over 20 lakh rupees, and I have reaped rich dividends and continue to reap rich dividends from the investments that I have made. So when it comes to investment, there are two types of investments. One is time and one is money. Let me ask you a question, and you can use your calculators to answer this. How many hours do we have in a year? How many hours do we have in 1 year? You can type in the chat or unmute and speak. Gulshan. Yes, yes. Thank you, Abhishek. Thank you, Dr. Jagdeep. Completely right. 8,760 hours. Now, let me ask you a second question. Out of these 8,760 hours, how many hours should we devote to our learning and development? And I am not seeking any accurate answers. There are no right or wrong answers, just a perspective. Your thought on 10%, okay, 876 hours is what Dr. Abhishek says. 10%, 876 hours, okay. So 1% would be about 1 hour a day, which is 365 hours, very nice. Or 2 hours a day, which would be close to about 10%. So 1 or 2 hours a day is what we are hearing. And so let us see what is the program we have put together for you and how much time it will take for you to take. And I'll also share the financial investment. So if you want to fast track your career while maintaining a work-life balance, learn and implement success rituals and habits to stay focused and motivated, achieve financial abundance by gaining clarity and actionable strategies, cultivate mindfulness to enhance productivity, reduce stress, and improve overall well-being, this program is the right one for you. We have put a comprehensive training program, which is a year-long calendar which covers career progression, leadership, financial evidence, and relevant topics. So there will be 42 sessions, like when I was going through the programs, four sessions I said for each one. And for the trailblazing leader, it was 8 sessions. To total 42 sessions over a year. And everything has got tools and frameworks, mindfulness practices, and you will be part of this community, which is committed to learning and development. So it becomes very synergistic. It is not 1 + 1 2, it becomes 1 + 1 11, because through discussions and questions and answers and commitment to each other, the learning that happens is completely different. And you learn about gratitude. So all these programs put together, the fees is 32,991. Plus we have included 12 AMA session, Ask Me Anything session, which is to help you address any queries that you have. And these AMA sessions will be exclusive to the members of Mindful Living who have signed up for the SLP program. So exclusive sessions to help you address any challenge you're facing in implementing the learning, because our intention is not just to disseminate the information, but help you apply it in your life. And one coaching session, which is worth 8,000 rupees. I'm talking about package A. So the total value comes to 48,991, and we are offering a massive discount of 39,361 to make this package available to you for only rupees 9,630 per annum. So once you commit 9,630 rupees, you get a whole year of learning calendar, which will help you elevate your life to the next level. And those who are serious about their career progression and want more one-to-one coaching sessions can go for package B or package C, where you will get 5 or 10 coaching sessions. And these also come at a very reasonable price of 19,630 and 29,630 rupees. So if you want to unlock your potential in 2025 with our proven framework for career and financial success, then you should definitely say yes to the SLP program and pay the fees by using Google Pay. You can scan the QR code or Google Pay using this number, and share the screenshot with us so that we can welcome you to the group which is coming together for making 2025 the best year of their life. All these sessions will be on Zoom like this one, and they will be recorded. So even if you are traveling or for any other reason you miss a session, you will always have the recording available to you, and you can always come back in the AMA sessions and have your doubts clarified. All these programs are very rich in resources. You will have participant workbook, case studies, assignments, exercises, handouts, and links to reference material. Because as I mentioned earlier, and I'm repeating it again and again, all of this is very well researched. So we share those research links with you for you to pursue further. And you get this very lovely mindful living workbook. So this workbook will stay with you throughout the year, so that whenever you join a program, you can continue to take notes in one book, so that you don't have to worry in December, where are the notes for the first program, LSD that we did, or where are the programs for the psychology of success, and so on and so forth. All the notes come together in this very beautiful workbook that we have put together for you and will be coming to you as a part of the program. And you will get a very beautiful certificate of completion. The next membership will open only in December 2025. So don't wait for the next year. Sign up for the membership now. And one question that I often get covered is if I were to go for package B or C, which has got 5 or 10 coaching sessions, what gets covered in those sessions? So the one-to-one coaching sessions are to make plans for your personalized career progression or career transition. And in these coaching sessions, we get clarity on career vision and the blueprint for your career. Clarity is power. If we have got complete clarity on what we want, then things start happening magically in our lives. And my teacher says that version 1 is better than version none. So don't worry about creating the perfect career vision first time around. What we start is we start making version control documents. So you come up with something, then we discuss, I question, clarify, and then version 2 and version 3 and so on and so forth. It's a living document. So every time something strikes you, you can go and update your career vision. We identify your values, which is very, very powerful. Having a clarity on what we truly value is very important. And we talk about a lot about this in our sessions, whether you value family or career or money or fame or power, all of these, or learning, education, all of these have different ways it plays out in our life. So getting, or security, so getting clarity on what I value, understanding our strengths. A lot of people who come to me are so distracted by their weaknesses that they don't focus on their strengths. So identifying your strengths, playing to your strengths. Everybody has got a different style. Virat Kohli is different, Sehwag is different, this one is different, that one is different. So they don't worry about, being right or wrong. They are focused on their strengths. So how do you play your best game? By identifying your strengths, identifying your limiting beliefs, removing those limiting beliefs, any obstacle to growth. So a lot of people say, Ashish, there is a lot of politics in my organization. So how do you deal with what is there in the environment, identifying whether your obstacle is internal or external, and then identify developing strategies to manage with those obstacles, developing a career progression strategy, and making an action plan. So this is what we cover in the coaching sessions. And coaching session is right for someone who wants to grow in his career, someone who cares for his or her family and wants to bring better value to the world. It is for those people who are honest, who are authentic about finding the problems that are blocking your career and business growth. The program works if you are coachable, if you want to take action, if you're an action taker, you're decisive, then it works for you. But one thing you must remember, whether you sign up for package B or C, it works only when you work. It doesn't work by your giving me the money. So everybody who gets outcome out of the coaching sessions are those who take actions basis the plan that we have agreed together. And you should have faith to invest in yourself. This is not something that you need to break your bank for. But do you believe you are worth 19,000 or 29,000 is the call you need to take. And if you feel that I'm worth investing 19 or 29,000 rupees, 19,630 or 29,630, then go ahead and invest in your coaching package. This is one of the best things that you can do. I was watching the documentary of Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he says, a lot of people say that I'm a self-made man, but I'm not a self-made man. There are a lot of people who helped me. So even people like Arnold Schwarzenegger, who are, one of the most successful people in the world I know, they have taken support and assistance of coaches. So without coaches, whether it is Sachin Tendulkar or many tech CEOs, they all regularly take help of coaches to grow in their careers. So don't be shy, reach out and take the best investment decision for yourself, for your benefit. I'm sharing the packages once again. Package A with one coaching session for 9,630 rupees. Package B, which is worth 80,991 rupees. Normally coming for you only for 19,630. And for those who want to go for package C, it comes for 29,630 rupees. And you can scan this QR code or you can take the screenshot and remit the fees. Once you remit the fees, please share the screenshot with you so we can welcome you. We are going to take very few people, only 20 people, so that because my number of hours I can coach is limited in a year. So we take only 20 people in a year. And once you commit to this program, you will find that initially the benefits are subtle, but over a period of time, they snowball and it impacts each area in your life, whether it is relationships, income, health, happiness, or success. All the areas are touched and you really skyrocket in your life. That's my personal experience also. And you join this community of high achievers, people who are highly successful CEOs, people who have featured in HBR Harvard Business Review case studies, people who are independent directors, people who have grown their businesses 1,000 times. So very many successful people in the mindful living community. And for those who are action takers, as I said, I love action takers. We have a special offer. Those who sign up while we are in the session today for package A, you get a personally signed copy of Beyond Limits hardcover, which is worth 963 rupees, personally signed by me, completely free of cost. And those who sign up for package B or C get this very attractive hoodie. In many parts of India, it is very cold. So we are offering this hoodie as our gesture to help you keep warm in these cold times. And sharing the packages once again for your ready reference: A, B, and C for 9,630, 19,630 for with 5 coaching sessions, and 29,630 for 10 coaching sessions. Sharing the Google Pay details once again. And in case you would like to do a bank transfer because you live outside India, these are our bank account details. And I would like to close by sharing that while the time is limited, the energy we bring to the time is unlimited. So invest in your learning and be infinitely powerful, and say yes to a year of expert-led training programs, which can make the difference between having a so-so 25 or having a fabulous 2025. So if you are someone who wants to achieve high position, and you care for about your family and your personal well-being, go ahead and commit to this program. You can reserve your seat by paying only rupees 999 today. And once you reserve your seat, all the benefits that we have promised for package A, B, and C accrue to you, and the balance you can remit by 3rd of January. Sharing the GPay details once again and our bank details. And this is one of my favorite quotations, that formal education will make you a living, while self-education will make you a fortune. Before I started Mindful Living, all the trainings and education were funded either by my parents or by my organization. Since 2018, I have been investing steadily into my own education, and I have, as I mentioned earlier, reaped rich dividends from that. And one last thing before I close: if you had one superpower, what it would be? And I wish that you say it is to have the ability to learn. Because once you have the ability to learn, unlearn, and relearn, you can get anything in your life. So I wish you a very successful 2025. And I draw the session to a close and open it up for question answers. Or comments. If you would like to share anything that resonated with you, I'll be happy to hear that. Dr. Abhishek, Jagdeep, Rosina. Yes, Manojji.
So thank you, Ashish. I think a few of the sessions on this, the magic session or the earlier one I had attended, definitely.
Yes.
I think now you have made a good package. I'm just feeling jealous, like why not come early?
You know,
But again, what you said, ki, like growing at, like planting a tree 20 years before or today, it doesn't make a difference
Yeah.
as long as we plant a tree. Or like whether running or walking or crawling so that makes a lot of sense to me, and really thank you, I think, for making this package. Basically, I'll say, I think that is definitely going to add a lot of value to each of the participants, and and including me. I'll say I'm looking forward for the session, I'll say.
Thank you so much.
And I was opening the book signed by you already.
Oh, thank you.
Beyond Limit.
Thank you so much.
On the book, the magic and all that. So I was just on my study. I was sitting just now and just yeah. So thank you everything. I think this must add value to the participants, and I also look forward for this. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Manoj. Truly appreciate your feedback. Rosina, anything you would like to share? Any questions or comments? All right. If there are no more questions or comments, we will draw the session to a close. Thank you very much for taking out time and joining us this weekend. Wishing you a very, very healthy, happy, and successful 2025. Thank you, Manoj. Thank you, Dr. Abhishek. Thank you, Rosina.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone who participated.
Thank you so much.
Wish
Thank
you and all the participants same. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.